Maine Preservation celebrated some of the state's historic and culturally significant locations last night by highlighting 10 places and one person at their honor awards ceremony.
Among the places on the list is a lighthouse on a 113 square mile island in Knox County. It's called Isle Ho, and the beacon looks over Penobscot Bay from Robinson Point. That lighthouse was the subject of a creative grassroots effort to raise the hundreds of thousands of dollars needed to save the aging structure. In 2019, Rob Caldwell talked with the women behind a unique fundraiser.
There's not much that humans can create which would begin to compare with the natural beauty of Isle Ho. But there is one structure that is particularly dear to the island's 60 year-round residents and its modest number of summer visitors. Its lighthouse, which now needs repairs and restoration.
We have craftsmen on the island that have volunteered their time to build a brand new mahogany exterior door for the lighthouse.
We need to replace all this wood blocking with brick.
Allison Richardson, who works as a ranger at Acadia National Park on the island, and Molly Siegel, who's an Island Institute fellow on the island, decided they wanted to help. That kind of restoration work isn't cheap under any circumstances, particularly expensive when you got to get out to an island, get the repair people and the materials and so forth. So what kind of a restoration tab are you looking at?
The grand total is around $500,000, and we have some of that already, so we're shooting for around, I believe, $300,000.
So you and Molly came up with an idea to do something to help. What was the spark? What was the genesis of the idea?
Well, I mean, I've always been interested in ocean swimming. I've never done it before, but I thought, hey, I'll give it a try.
She bought a wetsuit and swam a couple of hundred feet across a small cove on Isle Ho.
And I thought, oh, wow, you know, I got this big boost of energy, I guess. And then Molly came swimming with me one day, and as we were swimming across, I was like, we should swim around the island. Like, no one's ever done this before, and if we're gonna do it, you know, we should do it for a good cause.
And just like that, they had their mission. They would swim all the way around Isle Ho, about 18 miles in all.
Where are we going today? Today we are gonna go from Point Lookout around Birch Point, and we're hoping to get to Old Cove. Yes. Through the Burnt Island Thoroughfare.
As far as they know, no one has ever swum around the island. They decided to do it in legs of a mile or two at a time, with the goal of raising $1,000 for the restoration of the lighthouse for each mile they swam. $18,000 in all. People should understand that part of the reason this is unusual is that people just don't swim on Isle Ho because the water's too cold, right?
Yeah, obviously wetsuits are essential. There are a few other people on the island that swim in the ocean. And so they were able to give us some advice about, you know, the right places to swim and the ideal temperatures and maybe some of the equipment. But yeah, it's pretty unusual.
Volunteers paddle alongside in kayaks just to make sure nothing happens to Molly and Allison, and occasionally to offer a little British documentary-style narration.
And here we have the ladies swimming, not in their natural habitat. Look at them adapt.
It's all very relaxed.
We're making it, but we're not like speed swimmers or anything.
So the U.S. Olympic swim team has nothing to fear from you two.
No.
What really motivates them, of course, is the desire to give something back to the island.
Thank you so much to everyone who's donated so far. We are on track to making our goal to save the Isle Ho Lighthouse. So thank you. You're awesome.
Rob Caldwell with that story from 2019. At the time, the lighthouse needed nearly $400,000 in repairs. $350,000 of that was raised in individual donations, and the rest came from grants.
And according to Maine Preservation, that restoration is now largely complete.